Check was brought to you by Seiko.
Welcome back. An early morning fire in Macau today left 4 people dead. The victims, 3 women and a man, are believed to be Philippine or Indonesian nationals. Authorities suspect foul play and the police are investigating. Liz Yoon has more details.
Thick smoke engulfed this building in Macau at around 4 a.m. after a fire broke out at a fashion boutique on the ground floor. It took firefighters around 10 minutes to put out the flames. Residents of the neighborhood were evacuated to the streets. This witness said he saw the smoke, so he carried his 2 kids and fled immediately. 3 women and a man were found dead in the boutique's cock loft. Firefighters said when they arrived at the scene, the ground floor gate was left open. But they had difficulty getting into the shop because it was packed with miscellaneous items. Liz Yin, TVB News.
Good news on the global fight to stamp out Ebola. The last known person with the disease in the United States is now Ebola-free. And famous musician Bob Geldof said stars are lining up to record a new single to raise money to fight the outbreak.
Dr. Craig Spencer celebrated being Ebola-free immediately after walking out of a New York hospital. He contracted the virus treating patients in the West African nation of Guinea. He credited strict medical protocols like mandatory quarantine with helping him to beat the disease.
I am a living example of how those protocols work and of how early detection is critical to both surviving Ebola and ensuring that it is not transmitted to others.
At his side was the mayor of New York, who urged others to donate their expertise to the cause.
We're so thrilled that Dr. Spencer is well, but that is not a cause for complacency. It's a time to refocus our efforts and find more brave people like him ready to go and serve.
In another part of the United States, nurse Casey Hickox was relieved her 21-day monitoring period is over. She was the nurse forced into quarantine in New Jersey after helping Ebola patients in West Africa. In Liberia, the main structure of an Ebola treatment center is now completed. It was constructed by Chinese peacekeeping troops and Chinese construction companies. The group's commander said they're eager to install power to get the center running immediately. In his role as founder of the African Governance Initiative, former British Prime Minister Tony Blair said the Ebola predicament in Sierra Leone needs help.
We still have shortages of beds and medical personnel, and lab tests need to be done faster. In West Africa.
Musician and philanthropist Bob Geldof knows what to do. He inspired a generation of rock stars in 1984 to record a charity single to feed the hungry in Africa. So he's organizing another song to raise funds to combat Ebola.
Those people need to be supported across the board, not just those suffering from this filthy little virus, but the bravery of the people out there.
Several artists have already signed up to record an Ebola version of Do They Know It's Christmas?
The Spanish government has rejected Catalonia's call for dialogue on independence. This comes 2 days after millions of Catalans expressed their support for secession in a non-binding vote. Catalonia's regional president Artur Mas was riding a wave of enthusiasm after 80% of the 2.3 million voters who took part in the ballot said they did want independence. Unhappy at Spain's refusal to give the wealthy region more autonomy and fiscal powers, Mas sought a permanent dialogue on succession with the country's political leadership. But Spain's deputy prime minister said she didn't think there could be any agreement reached in Parliament on a formal independence vote. Mas responded by saying he'll likely bring forward regional elections due in late 2016 and use them as a proxy for an independence referendum. All right, Chris, to you, sports.
Thanks. Tennis. Andy Murray is still in the hunt for a place in the semis of the ATP Tour Finals after winning his second round-robin match. The Scot faces a sterner test tomorrow when he takes on Roger Federer. Tony Sabine reports.
Andy Murray needed to beat Canada's Milos Raonic